Welcome to Racecraft TV for the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series Pro 4 Masters here at Crandon Short. Happy that you're with us here on Racecraft TV. I am Joshua Lee, joined by Josh Edmondson. And Josh, we're back for another week of this Pro 4 official series. Only a couple weeks left here in the season before iRacing goes into Week 13 and 2021 Season 1. But we're here at such a historic off-road track in Crandon, and a very unique one as well.
Yeah, definitely. Crandon's a very unique track compared to the other ones. There's a lot more character to it, and we are using the standing start going into the short course layout still, so that's going to be really interesting.
And that is the classic standing start, the land rush at Crandon, where everybody is in basically one or two rows and they all rush down into turn number one, as opposed to the normal rolling start behind the iRacing pace car that we're usually seeing here in this series. But everybody qualifying right now to see where they will start on that land rush. William Booth sits currently on top with a 43.840. Blake Granger sits in second with a 44.079. They all go on to lap number 2. And new face at the top of the board, that's Holden Heitruder with a 43.628. Golden going to hop up into second as well with a 43.791. We'll see if anybody can improve on these times here on lap number 2. Up and over the final jump, looking at Blake Granger currently in the 4. Through turn number 4, coming across the start-finish line. Will he improve? No, he won't. A 44.451 last time by, so keep that 44.079 that we saw from him on the first lap. Zachary Drapken currently on lap number 2. His first time invalidated. If you get an off track or any sort of incident point here in qualifying, you will not have that lap time counted. So we'll see if this second lap is going to count for him. Oliver Golding improved to a 44 flat. And that is going to be it. And we are getting ready to go racing now as we take a look at the starting grid for this race. Holden Heitruder will start on the pole with Oliver Golding in second, followed by William Booth, Ron Hagelin, Blake Granger, Keaton Swain, Zachary Drapken, Adam Veely, and Donald Lafreniere. We'll round out the 9 trucks ready to go racing here at Crandon. Josh, what are you expecting going down into turn number 1 as pretty much 9 cars try and funnel down into one lane?
Well, it's definitely tricky because you can get to the outside if you're one of the trucks on the far outside. You can actually get to the dirt part of the track a little quicker and maybe sweep around the outside. Other than that, I'd say, Holden and Oliver have a really good shot on the inside there to kind of control the start. But it can turn into mayhem pretty quick when the trucks hit the bumps in the middle of this start straight here that, it's also grass too, so it's a little slick. So, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
We're getting ready to go racing here at Crandon. Classic land rush start getting ready to go as everybody just makes their way onto the grid. Last week we saw a very interesting race at Wild Horse Pass. Looking for another interesting race here at Crandon, as it looks like all 9 trucks are now on the grid. The wait to get that green light. There's the trucks revving. Let's go racing at Crandon Short. A good start from Blake Granger. A better start from Oliver Golding in the 5. He's going to take the early lead, but on the outside, that's Ron Hagelin in the 7. He's going to take the early lead as he had the inside through turn number 1. Now onto the actual racetrack, fighting for second. That's Drapken and Golding. They're going to go side by side. They tap in the air. Golding takes second. Taking third is going to be the 3 of Adam Veely as Granger goes into 4th and the 1 of Keaton Swain into 5th.
Wow. Yeah, it's real tight up here in the top 5. It's going to definitely have to pay out. Right now, they have to make their moves quick, because if anybody gets out front, it's really hard to pass on this track once it gets into the line and everybody's kind of found their spot. It's really difficult. Oh, you can see Swain getting pushed out wide there. He's just getting taken advantage of by everybody.
Top 2 starting to pull away. That's Heitruder and Golding. Heitruder and Golding. Heitruder and Drapken, I believe.
Yeah, Drapken second.
Going away. iRacing timing a little bit off, but we'll continue to watch what's happening. So those two are pulling away. Everybody else kind of single file behind those two as they continue to log laps here at Crandon on the officially lap number 1, as the first lap does not count because of that land rush start. They did not pass the start-finish line. So this is lap number 1. We'll go on to lap number 2, this time by the start-finish line as they go back through turn number 4. Making a move to the inside. The 5 going to get a little bit of an advantage on the 3. Golding now side by side with Veely.
Oh, he's got the inside in the next corner. He did the switch back there. He's going to be able to keep the inside through the barn corner here and maybe push him out by the time they get back to the gravel corner. Oh,
they're still going to go side by side. Oh, here comes the 2.
Yeah, Booth is coming in here too. He wants a piece of this.
He tried to slide in there. They closed the door. The 5 of Golding was able to close the door on the 2, but here goes the 2 to the outside. Blake Granger going to take that opportunity. Contact with the 2 of William Booth, but he's going to try and get that spot. Not going to happen, but here comes the 2 once again as the 5 takes the spot away from Adam Veely in the 3. They're now 3 wide behind these 2.
Oh man, yeah, that's awesome. It's a cool part about this track is you can run that wide line in there in the gravel corner and get that momentum through that section to where it actually ended up being faster. You see him making the move now. He's going to have the inside here. He's going to work his way up into 4th place.
They ran so close together coming off of turn 1. As now the 2 and the 3 of Booth and Veely go side by side. Blake Granger watching all this happen behind, and Keaton Swain also watching all of it. And here comes Swain with a huge send on the outside, but Blake Granger with a huge send on the inside. He's going to take over that spot from Adam Veely, put Blake Granger in the top 5.
That was a beautiful slide job by Blake.
Now the 3 car going to try and retaliate, not going to have anywhere. Here comes the 1. Now Keaton Swain looked to the outside. The 3 car had the momentum, so he keeps the spot. As the 5 and the 2 now battle ahead of them, they look to be 3 wide, and here comes the 7 of Ron Hagelin as well. The 3 car of Adam Veely now going to get caught up on the outside, and here comes the 1 of Keaton Swain. Going over that jump, he can take it a little bit to the inside, but contact! Swain goes up the track. The 1 almost loses it as he sends Veely up the track. Blake Granger tried to make a move on the 2, and here's the switch back from Granger.
Nice move. And this is great battling by these guys.
They're going to settle out to single file right now, but these battles are not over with as we go on to lap 5. The 3 of Adam Veely.
Drapken has the lead. While we were watching that, Drapken got into the lead.
Yes, they did. They're going to go side by side going through turn 2. Look on the inside. That is going to be Holton Heitruder as they're going to go side by side for the lead over the jump. Drapken able to keep it, but here comes the switchback.
Oh, he blocks it. Nice move by Drapken there to protect that inside. He's going to have the inside in this next corner, so it's all right. Unless Holton can switch it up. He gives a little bump. Oh, that was it. That was the finish.
Oh.
Wait,
Drapken out of
something
gas.
Happened. What? Oh, my God. That is not good. He must have forgot to switch his qualifying setup.
I was listening to the iRacing voice chat, and Drapken said he ran out of gas.
Oh, man.
What a development here as one of the fastest trucks just taken out of the race like that. And Heitruder takes over first, but everybody else is going to move up a spot back from there. Golding, Booth, Granger, and Veely now round out your top 5.
Yeah, everybody's kind of found their groove here, single file. Got a little bit of battle back here. Man, that is too unfortunate for Drapken. I've done that before too, man. If you get and you put in that qualifying time and you forget to go back into the settings there and switch from your qualifying dump fuel setup and not make the finish of the race. So that's tough for him because he was looking like he was going to win that thing.
So now Heitruder is going to have a very comfortable gap to anybody behind him, about 2.3 seconds right now. Make that 2 seconds. As the gap continues to close behind with Golding now chasing the leader down. Followed by Booth, Granger, and oh my, Keaton Swain up the inside of Veely.
Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful move from Swain. He's going to take the fifth spot, but he gets cattywampus.
Yeah, they started leaning on each other right there, and then it releases, and the truck starts to tank swap a little. That's opening the door for Ron to get in there.
And here comes the 7 now, Ron Hagelin as well. He might have an opportunity of Keaton Swain. They go over the jump once again into turn 3, a hard braking zone here on Crandon. 3 cars go up the track, but look at how well that 7 is able to hold the inside. And with a shot from Veely, Swain gets loose. They're now going to be side by side. This is the battle for 7th. Oh, beautiful corner from Swain to keep 6th spot.
Yeah, these guys are battling it out right now. The track's starting to work in, so you're starting to see that cushion move out a little bit, and these trucks actually hold it a little better when the track's worn in, so they can hold the tight line, but once it starts getting that blue groove, then you want to kind of move up and find that cushion.
So
see,
now
everybody's
everybody's
going wide
file.
here, carrying that momentum.
Yeah, that line through that corner really starting to move up with each of these drivers as we move on now. Lap number 10 as Heitruder goes over the rollers once again. He continues to lead. 2.5 seconds back is going to be Oliver Golding. Then it's Booth, Granger, Veely, Swain, Hagelin, and Lafreniere. Those are all the drivers currently on the track. And Drapken is back on the track, 2 laps down after refilling his car or his truck with fuel. So he is still on the track, but he is 2 laps down. That pretty much eliminates any possibility of him coming back, as I believe we do not have any full course cautions here in this series, only locally enforced. So that means that he is not going to have any opportunity to get those laps back. But he will get the experience of driving here at Crandon, which is just going to be an extra long practice session really for Drapken.
Yeah, and he's got to feel good about how it went up until that point. You know, he was up front clean, battling with Holden and making a move for the lead. So yeah, I'm sure that at least give him some confidence going into the next race he does, and maybe next week.
Battle's really starting to calm down as the race continues. Everybody really starting to spread out. We are on 2 to go. Will be 1 to go once Holton Heitruder comes around the start-finish line once again. He's going over that second jump going into turn 4. And Heitruder, really, except for Zachary Drapken, hasn't had any fight with anybody at all currently in this race. And he's going to cruise, if he does this final lap correctly, cruise to a victory here at Crandon, the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series Pro 4s. As Granger, Veely, Hagelin, and Swain still in this little 4-car battle. Anybody go for any moves here late?
Yeah, it looks like everybody's kind of holding their spot. Maybe Veely and Hagelin there.
The race is going to end as Heitruder comes over the jump once again into the final corner. The number 6 of Holden Heitruder is going to take victory at Crandon Short. Oliver Golding will hold on to 2nd with William Booth in 3rd. Blake Granger comes home 4th. Adam Veely comes home 5th. And everybody else will cross the line behind them. But what a race here from Crandon Short. Full results is as follows. Holden Heitruder grabbing the win. Also the best lap of the race with a 44.117. Oliver Golding in 2nd. William Booth in 3rd. Blake Granger in 4th. Adam Veely in 5th. Ron Hagelin in 6th. Keaton Swain 7th. Donald Lafreniere in 8th. And Zachary Drapken, 2 laps down, finishes in 9th. But Josh, what a race here from Crandon Short.
Yeah, it was a heck of a race. Good group that showed up here. So this obviously being the top split of 3 splits, so that made it 9 trucks there. That's pretty cool. You know, hopefully we get more and more guys showing up for these. I know Cam couldn't make this one. He's a little bummed about that, but I'm sure he'll be back. And then yeah, we get more guys that do these things and get that strength of field up, and obviously it's creating a really good racing action too. These guys are driving hard and clean. It's awesome to watch.
Yeah, next week is going to be the final week in the iRacing season. Of course, 12 weeks plus a week 13. But next week we will be, or sorry, this is week 10. We have 2 more weeks left of the iRacing season. Next week we'll be at Wild West. And then to cap off this season, we'll be at Wild Horse Pass. But Wild West, we haven't been there yet here on Racecraft TV for the broadcast. And that's another unique track to short course. What are you expecting from that race next week?
It's definitely about starting position. I think there, it can get pretty single file there, and the leader can really get a good jump and get out clean. So I think that's going to be huge. Whoever can qualify up front has that going for him. It goes right into 2 hairpins, turn 1 and turn 2. So it can get a little messy in the mid pack. So it should create some great racing though.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Racecraft TV for another edition of the Monday Pro 4 Masters of the Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series Pro 4 Trucks. For Josh Edmondson, I am Joshua Lee. We thank you for watching, and we're saying good night from Crandon.